Hey guys, it's Gina, and today I'm super excited because we're going to be continuing the Declutter with Me spring cleaning series that I'm doing here on my channel. This is going to be all about how I'm organizing underneath my bathroom sinks on a budget. So I try to make everything very affordable, very easy to achieve. That way everyone can do it, and I don't like breaking the bank when it comes to doing things in my home. So I wanted to find a way to better organize under my sink with affordable organization products and stuff. So these are from like Amazon, Target, Walmart, that sort of thing. And I'm going to be sharing with you how I'm organizing my hair products, because you guys know that I do make hair videos here on YouTube. I'm always testing out different hair products with making videos on beauty here on YouTube, and so it's kind of growing, and I need to go through and declutter and get rid of some stuff that I don't like. And there's also a lot of miscellaneous things and like trying to find a way to store my blow dryer and all that kind of stuff. So this is what we're working with under my side of the bathroom sink. If you saw from my house tour video, we actually have two sinks on each side. And this is a pretty long vanity. I don't know how it ended up being this long, where we ended up with all this space in the middle, which is actually pretty nice, and lots of good storage underneath. But I have so many hair products and stuff, everything is just super hard to find, and it doesn't really function well for me. Like, I don't really have a good spot to put my big blow dryer with the diffuser, and I have smaller items in this organizer. And I also had all of these random bins like from the dollar store and stuff that I had like in our previous apartment and stuff, and so I'm just ready to kind of do away with those and just make this a little bit more organized. So I like to call this an organized hot mess, because that's what I feel like my entire house is. It's like slightly organized but could be a lot better, and I could maximize the space. So one thing with underneath of bathroom sinks, I think it's really important to try to utilize the vertical space. So trying to stack, items and products on top of each other, because there's so much space right here that's not being used. But with the pipes underneath, it's super awkward, so it takes a lot of measuring. I did a whole lot of measuring before this. I took everything out. So that's what you're gonna wanna do first. Take everything out of here, measure and write it down, and you can even draw out a diagram, because I had to measure in between that back pipe there and what could fit if I wanted something to come all the way up. And then you have to think about the depth if you have something with drawers that pulls out. So it took me a lot of research and a long time. That's why this video has taken a while to get the right products where I can totally maximize the space that I have and use every inch with still being functional. Another thing that is awkward is the pipes kind of come out this way. So there's this other one here, which made it even more awkward, because I had to make sure that this one was still going to fit, and I wanted to go a little bit wider on this side so I could fit more items. And then I had to think also about if I wanted to stack the drawers that I'm going to use, how high can I stack them with the height of this to where I can still open them. So it just takes a lot of planning, so I would recommend first taking everything out and taking some measurements and even drawing out a diagram. So this side is supposed to be my fiance Nathan's side, but he doesn't really have a lot of stuff to store. Pretty much everything that he has is in the shower. So this is my overflow. This is definitely a mess. This is all like backstock items, like when I have extras of stuff, lots of little travel items in that basket, travel bags, just extra things like extra soap, dog shampoo, my brush cleaning thing back there. These are just like other things like that goes in the tub, just random stuff that I end up throwing over here because this has more space. But I'm going to be doing this side pretty much the same as the other side, to where I can store products on top of each other and utilize that vertical space. So these are the drawers that I'm going to be using. I've obviously stacked them up, but these are modular drawers. I actually found these at Target for a really affordable price. They actually came in a set of 4, which was super nice. So I got 4 of the big ones and then 4 of the small ones. And then I ended up needing 2 more, which I'm glad that I kind of laid everything out when I first got them to make sure that I had everything I needed, because I noticed I could actually fit 2 more of the small drawers on both sides, or 1 more on each side, yeah. So I actually ended up ordering a set of 2, which I found at Walmart. It was the cheapest on there for a set of 2. So I just ordered 2 more so I could have 1 more extra small one on each side, because I realized I could actually fit that there. So these are the drawers that I'm going to be using. I'll have the sizing information and everything on my blog post that goes with this video. That way you can see kind of for reference the size of everything and what is fitting underneath of my sink. And then I just have this little basket here that I picked up at TJ Maxx, and I got this specifically to put my blow dryer diffuser in. But you'll see in a minute why I actually got a fabric basket. It's actually going to fit a lot better between the drawers because it was an awkward space, so it's actually flexible, which is great. And then I just have some vinyl top liner here. This I actually got, I think at like Home Goods or TJ Maxx or something like that. But you can find these like on Amazon, and I'm going to use this to line the bottom of my cabinet so the drawers don't slide around and it just looks a lot nicer and cleaner. So first thing you're going to want to do is take everything out, and this is where I start kind of sorting the items that I want to keep and items that I don't want to keep, and I'm also trying to sort them by category. Now I'm just taking a cloth and wiping everything down because it can get kind of dirty underneath, and I'm going to be lining the bottoms with that contact paper, so I want to make sure everything is nice and clean. Now for the vinyl liner, I didn't entirely cover the bottom, I just kind of used what I could. It's kind of awkward, like I said, with the pipes, so I'm just kind of measuring what I need and then cutting it, but I'm not being too precise with it. I just want to have this down, that way the drawers don't slide around. It helps give them a little bit of grip, so when you're opening and closing them, they're not sliding everywhere, and it just helps make everything look nice and clean, and it protects the wood, so if anything were to spill or leak or get wet, you could just replace this liner and it would be super easy. Quick tip, you can take some double-sided sticky tape like this and just place a few pieces on the corners. That's what I did, just to hold everything down in place, because this liner is not sticky underneath, which I didn't want to entirely line it with sticky liner because that would be hard to do, and this just helps keep it in place. Now I'm going through and sorting all of my hair products, and this is tough for me because, like I said, I do test out a lot of products, so I have a lot to go through, but I'm kind of just dividing them up into categories like gels, creams, sprays, and I'm also going through and reading the labels because I have a lot of older products that I don't use that have sulfates and silicones and stuff, and since I do now follow the Curly Girl method, which is where you avoid those ingredients, there's no point in me keeping products that I'm not going to use, so I'm just going through checking those ingredients. I'm Googling a lot of them on my phone to see if any of them are silicones. A lot of them were. So I'll just be donating those products or tossing them out if they're old. And so that way I can make sure I only have what I'm actually going to use. Now I'm going through skincare items. I have my most used items up in the top drawers that I reach for every day, and you'll see that if you watch that video that I did on how to organize your bathroom drawers. These are mostly extra items that I have, like face masks, face treatments, extras that I'm not using yet. Now I'm finally putting in the organizers. I'm first stacking the small ones. I'm doing 3 high on the left here because that's how many that can fit. And for the other side, I'm doing 2 of the large ones. These are the ones that are going to hold the larger products. I had to avoid putting them all the way against the sides, that way I can actually open the drawers and it doesn't hit the hinges. So now the fun part, I'm finally going through and putting all the products in. I noticed that my larger products don't fit, which is really frustrating. I wish that I had measured them a little bit better and gotten some drawers that are a little bit taller. But if I had done that, I wouldn't have been able to put 2 high. I would have only been able to have 1. But another little trick that you can do is you can take one of the drawers and actually remove the lid. I'm pretty sure these come off. I didn't try to do it, but I've seen where some do that, where you can remove the lid and then just have the products kind of sticking up. That way you can still store those taller products, but you can only do that on the top one where you have room. So for other products that are too large, I'm just going to put them in the center and the back here. I don't reach for these as much, so it's not going to bother me to not have them in the drawers. Now moving on to skincare items, I am dividing these up by category. So for the bottom one, I'm putting any toners, cleansers, makeup remover, waters, things like that. And then in the middle drawer, I'm putting any face treatments and masks. Now I'm putting that basket in between these, and I got the flexible one, that way it could easily fit in here. I plan to put my blow dryer and diffuser in this basket because there's really no other better place to put it. I got this at TJ Maxx, super affordable. I think it was only like $5, and I like how it fits really nicely in between there. So I'm gonna actually store my blow dryer in there. For the top drawer on the left, I wanted to store small items, so I just went through and threw away a bunch of combs that I don't use, and I'm just going to put the ones that I do use in a couple brushes. And then I'm also going to put some extra hair ties, bobby pins, and hair clips, just a lot of smaller items that I don't reach for on a daily basis. Another quick tip, if you have small items like hair ties and bobby pins, I'm just using a leftover container. This is just a little jar that had product in it before. I always keep these and I rinse them out and I reuse them for small items like this, and that just contains everything in one spot so you don't have items just floating around and being a mess. So now we are finally finished. You can see it's much more organized than before. I can see where everything is. It's separated by category and I can just get to everything a lot easier. So now it's time to tackle the other side, and I'm going to be categorizing everything and throwing things away that we don't need. After lining everything with the paper, I'm going to put the organizing drawers in, and this is the same setup as the other side, but it's actually reversed, so I'm putting the smaller drawers on the right and the larger ones on the left. For this bottom drawer, I'm filling it up with all of the travel products that I use. I went through and just separated them out on ones that I actually need, ones that were empty. If you have a lot of bottles that are half full or half empty, you can just combine them into one if it's the same product, and that's an easy way to not have a bunch of excess of the same thing. Just mix them into one. Next drawer up, I'm just storing some travel bags that I always use, makeup bags, and also a few empty containers that I use for travel. I just fill them up with products. Another tip that I have is to throw away any packaging, so like the extra plastic that's over the soap bars, I just remove that and put them in there. It just looks a lot cleaner and you can store things a lot better this way. For the left side, I'm doing the same thing, so I'm just laying the products down because they're a little bit too tall to stand up, which is kind of annoying, but I don't think it's going to be too bad, and I can actually stack a lot more this way. I'm just putting the products that we don't reach for the most on the bottom and then the most used ones on the top, and that way I can get to them a lot better. So for the top drawer, I put all of my extra body products, like extra body lotions that I'm not using right now, and all of my self tanners, which is quite a bit, but I just laid those down. I went through and got rid of any ones that I don't like. There's no point in keeping something that didn't work for you, and that way I have just what I want to use the most. Then for the extra large items, I'm just sticking those in the middle, and then any reach for items a lot, obviously like mouthwash where we reach for that every day, I just put that right there in the middle. So now we're finished with this side, all done. This did not take long at all, and it's just so much better. This is going to save us a lot of time in the morning when we're getting ready, and I know where everything is, and it's just really easy to reach for and find. And then I actually know what I have, to where I'm not gonna go out and repurchase items that I already have. I found a lot of things where I had like back stock of, and I didn't need to actually go buy it, so I can actually see what I have this way. So I hope you guys are enjoying this organization series. Give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying it, and if you want me to continue making more videos. I plan on going into different areas of my house. I might tackle my closet after this, maybe my jewelry, maybe like the junk drawer, that sort of thing, and I'll be going into my kitchen and my office and other areas of my home. So if you missed the last video in this series, I will link it for you down below, but I went through my bathroom drawers, like everyday stuff like toothpaste, hair clips, all that kind of stuff that I reach for every single day, and I show you how you can organize your drawers on a budget. If you haven't already seen my farmhouse tour, I will link that down below as well, where I show you my entire house. It's a new build, new construction that my fiance and I designed from scratch. So if you're interested in home design and farmhouse decor and that sort of style, then I will link that down below if you want to check it out first. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos. Leave any organization video requests down below, and I hope you subscribe if you haven't already. I make videos all about curly hair care, easy everyday beauty, and as well as home decor and things like this. So thank you all so much for watching. Bye everyone.